12.8 coin and mixture problems, more word problems. We're going to have some value problems. You need to know that obviously coins are worth, like nickels are worth 5 cents, okay? So if you have n equals the number of nickels, then their value is 5 cents times the number of nickels. So if you have 1 nickel, then that's 5 times 1 nickel, that's 5 cents. If you have 2 nickels, 5 times 2, that's 10 cents. Okay, we're going to use that here in the next problem. So Jane has a collection of nickels and quarters worth $3.05. She has 7 more nickels and quarters. How many coins of each type? So we're going to use N for nickels, and we're going to use Q for number of quarters. So this is number of nickels. Oh, come on. And this is the number of quarters. So she has 7 more nickels than quarters. So if you have to, she has 7 more nickels, so if you add 7 to the quarters, that gives you the number of nickels. She has 7 more of these things than these things, so you have to add 7 to the number of quarters to get that. Then this right here, Jane has a collection of nickels and quarters worth $3.05. Well, quarters are worth 25 cents, so if you take 25 times the number of quarters, and nickels are worth 5 cents. So if you take 5 times the number of nickels, and you add those two things together, you're going to get $3.05. We're just going to put it in 305. Okay? So we can take all of this and put it in right here. So you have 25 times quarters plus 5. And then we're going to put in this Q plus 7. That equals 305 cents. So you have 25Q plus 5Q plus 35, right, using the distributive property, equals 305. So 30Q plus 35 equals 305. Subtract 35, 30Q equals 270. Divide by 30, number of quarters equals 9. So we have 9 quarters. And look right here, we have 7 more of those to get to nickels. So we have 16 nickels. Okay, so that was a coin problem. We're going to show you a mixture problem. Mixture problems are a little bit different. Okay, right here, a coffee wholesaler mixes Colombian beans selling at $1.20 a pound with Venezuelan beans selling at $1.60 a pound. He wants a mixture of 90 pounds to sell for $1.24. So if you look, he's mixing these cheap beans with these expensive beans, and he's getting beans that are at $1.24. So it's closer to the Colombian beans, which are cheaper. So they're going to have more Colombian beans in them than Venezuelan beans because it's closer to this $1.20 a pound. So here's what you know. You need to know how many pounds of each he should use. So we're going to say V equals the pounds of Venezuelan beans, and C equals the pounds of Colombian beans. Okay, now, how many total pounds do they need? They need 90 pounds. So if you know this, V plus C equals 90. Okay, now I always use this little value equation. Let me show you what it is. I use these 3 barrels. Okay, in this barrel, I say, okay, I'm going to mix these the number of pounds of Venezuelan beans times the price of $1.60. I'm going to mix these pounds of Colombian beans times the price at $1.20. And I'm going to get the total pounds, which we know is 90, and its price is $1.24. So I can say, hey, $1.60 times V gives you the cost of the Venezuelan, plus $1.20 times C gives you the cost of the Colombian, should equal 90 times 1.24. Or actually, I should have switched that around, $1.24 times 90. All right? So when I do that, I get this. 160V plus 120C equals 90 times 1.24. I think that's $111.60. Okay. I can actually even move these two places to the right, all these decimals, so I can get 160V plus 120C equals 11,160. So I'm not working with, excuse me, I'm not working with decimals. So let's see, I'm going to solve this one here for C. Okay, so I'm going to subtract V. So I get C equals 90 minus V. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in right here. So 160V plus 120 times 90 minus V equals 11,160. So what I have is 160V plus 10,800 minus 120V equals 11,160. Okay, look. So I'm going to combine this 120V, 160V, and I'm going to subtract this 10,800 from both sides. I eventually get solve down here and get V equals 9. So I know I'm going to have 9 pounds of Venezuelan beans. How many Colombian beans? I'm going to have 90 minus 9, which is 81. 81 pounds of Venezuelan beans. So these are my answers. Okay, so I have this, a 20% solution is mixed with a 30% solution to obtain 25 gallons of a 24% solution. So what we do is we say L equals gallons of the low percentage. H equals gallons of the higher percentage solution. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I know that I want 25 gallons, so L plus H equals 25. I also do this 3 vat system. Okay, I know I'm going to have 25 gallons of this 0.24 solution. I know I'm going to have H gallons of the 30% solution, 0.3% solution, 30%. I know I'm going to have L gallons of the 0.20% solution. Okay, so I got 0.2 L plus 0.3 H equals 25% of 24. This is 6, I think. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have to move these decimals, one to the right here, and one to the right here. So I have 2 L's plus 3 H's equals 60. Now look what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, I'm going to multiply it times a negative 2. And you're going to see that that gives me a negative 2L's minus 2H's equals negative 50. And what happens is I'm going to get H equals 10. 10 gallons of H. So I need 10 gallons of H. How much do I need of L if I have to add it to 10 and get 25? I need 15 gallons of L. These are not easy, but if you follow the steps, they'll be fine.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.